great Minnesota money savers will explore the state fair for deals. Then one sign of an improving economy becomes decked out on four wheels. But first, a growing problem involving teens.
There's too many homeless youth that can't get into shelter.
What one local suburb is trying to do about it. 12 News starts right now. Maple Grove Fire Chief Scott Anderson says he looked out of his window, saw smoke, and knew it was going to be bad.
A fire on Tuesday afternoon quickly turned into a 3-alarm blaze at a home near 84th Place North and Forest View Lane. As firefighters arrived, plumes of smoke covered the neighborhood. The fire got so big that all of the firefighters had to evacuate the home and battle it from the exterior. Besides battling the fire, they also were up against the heat and the humidity.
These guys are able to go in and out a couple of times and get a new air tank, and then they're shot. So we're rotating the crews through and then sending them home.
As many as 50 firefighters responded to the fire, which included assistance from 5 neighboring departments. Because of the heat, rehab tents were used. They're designed to help keep the firefighters cool and provide a place for paramedics to check blood pressure and vital signs. Fortunately, no one was hurt in the fire. The home, however, is a total loss. Chief Anderson says it could take weeks to determine a cause, but early signs point to an electrical panel in the garage. Well, it's another sign that summer is almost over. The Minnesota State Fair begins on Thursday.
And if you plan to attend, you probably plan to spend a good chunk of change there, but you don't have to spend nearly as much as you might expect. Today, we explore the State Fair for good deals. The day before the Minnesota State Fair opens, the fairgrounds are bustling as vendors rush to set up stands and prepare for thousands of fairgoers. Fast forward to opening day, instead of thinking about all the sweet ways to spend your money, think about how you'll save.
I'm a bargain hunter myself, so I always say that you never have to pay full price to come to the state fair if you do a little planning ahead.
First, save money on admission. If you didn't purchase tickets in advance, plan to visit on a discount day.
Of the fair's 12 days, there are 6 days where we offer gate admission discounts either for seniors or kids or members of the U.S. military, or for people who are just bringing a library card to the front gate.
Then come early.
Every weekday of the fair, there's either an all-day special going on or an early bird special until 1 o'clock, where essentially you have to use less tickets to get on the rides.
You can shop around for more than $500 worth of discounts with a Blue Ribbon Bargain Book.
It's 126 coupons. It's the best deals that we have at the State Fair in that little book.
In the book, you'll find a root beer for under $1 or a sandwich for under $5.
One kind of hidden gem for deal hunters or bargain hunters at the fair is the Deals, Drawings, and Giveaways guide.
You can pick one of those up for free at the fair's information booth or download it off the State Fair website.
That's another guide to savings at the fair. So it lists all the items that are out here for $1 and under, all the places you can get free stuff, and any special day deals.
And finally, remember, admission to the fair includes many options for free entertainment. In fact, the number of free shows may surprise you.
I knew that we had so many free shows at the fair, and I counted 900 over the 12 days of the fair, and that just shows that the fair books doesn't include all of the karaoke and the things that are going on at vendor locations. And you can buy the Blue Ribbon Bargain Book for $5 at the fairgrounds.
And you can avoid the hassle of getting to the fair by using the Metro Transit Express bus service. Bus service runs every day starting at 8 in the morning at Brookdale Square in Brooklyn Center. Buses arrive about every 15 minutes. On weekends, you can also catch an express bus at the Maple Grove Transit Station. Buses show up there every half hour starting at 8 a.m. Cost per trip is $5, and children 4 and under are free. Well, coming up, taking your life on the road. We'll show you how the traveling man lifestyle is giving a boost to a company in Rogers.
And then later in sports, Park Center's boys soccer team is tuning up for Thursday's season opener. We'll catch up with the Pirates.
But first, mid-July weather arrives a little late. Your AccuWeather forecast shows more hot and steamy weather arriving later in the week.
Welcome back, everybody. A Golden Valley company is considered one of the most innovative in the world.
Pentair made Forbes magazine's list of the world's 100 most innovative companies. Pentair is a water filtration company with more than $7 billion in revenue. It placed 96th on the Forbes list. The ranking was based on several factors, including business growth and future cash flow projections.
A survey in Golden Valley finds almost everyone believes the quality of life there is good or excellent. And more than 90% believe the community is headed in the right direction. That survey by Decision Resources also found taxes are an issue. 48% believe taxes are high. That's something the mayor says will be looked at in the upcoming budget sessions. The survey also found 39% believe they need more starter homes for young families, and 65% would support the concept of building a new community center. But 40% said they would be unwilling to raise taxes to pay for it. The idea of a community center is expected to be discussed next year. They are growing in numbers fueled by an economy on the rebound.
They are RV motorhome owners, and as Eric Nelson reports, for them, any road trip is a good road trip.
The RV and motorhome industry is on a roll.
Sales have been good.
These wheeled homes are suddenly a trendy and common sight
This highway,
on USA highways.
about every third truck that goes by,
Through May, sales orders topped 144,000,
it's a way to feel that freedom.
a 13% increase from 2012.
It's very affordable. It's very enjoyable. It's a very good way to solidify those family relationships.
The RV motorhome boom is good news for Minneapolis trailer sales in Rogers.
We're quite fortunate.
There was a sales dip during the recession, but now these monster homes are being gobbled up by Americans with an appetite for travel.
With gas prices going down, people making adjustments in their budgets and allowing for a little higher prices, we have seen a good, strong rebound in the recreational vehicle aspects.
One of the reasons people are into RVing is because they feel the tug of the open road. It's one of the perks of this lifestyle. You get to come and go as you choose. You get to discover America.
Up with the sun, gone with the wind.
Bob Seger's 1975 song Travelin' Man began with the famous lyrics, "Up with the sun, gone with the wind."
That's really what we like to do.
That phrase is an accurate description of those in RV Nation.
For me, I like the freedom of going somewhere and then when I've had enough of it, picking up and going home to a different location.
Bob Sebastian is spending a chunk of his summer at a Maple Grove campground with his family in Two Palms. Eventually, they will weave their way south to Florida, long before the snowflakes fall.
Once you get a little taste, I think you'll want to do it, and I thought I would miss my house. I haven't missed it for a second.
In Maple Grove, Eric Nelson, 12 News.
Well, prices on most RVs and motorhomes range from $12,000 up to $120,000. A whole different kind of lifestyle.
I know, you can tell he's enjoying his RV.
Coming up, the life of Pi in Plymouth.
But first in sports, we'll check in with the Champlin Park football team in today's training camp report. Jay Wilcox has that in a moment. It's an issue that knows no age.
About 40% of the nation's homeless are under the age of 18. It's also an issue impacting local schools. In the Osseo School District, officials have identified more than 500 homeless teens, and in the Anoka-Hennepin School District, it's more than 700. As Sonia Goins reports, work is underway to develop something the northwest suburbs currently don't have to begin addressing the problem.
Keisha Haynes actually likes doing housework.
No, I don't mind anymore, because it's my own.
Having a place to call home is special to Keisha.
I've been here come December, a year and 6 months.
She spent most of her teenage years homeless. She's now making progress and has her own apartment in Brooklyn Park.
It feels good to turn that key.
But she will never forget what it's like to sleep in the streets.
It's not fun being homeless, you know what I mean? It's not fun being out there, you know what I'm saying? It's scary.
She says she didn't get along with her mother, so she left.
Getting put out in the middle of the night, trying to find somewhere to go, and somebody trying to have sex with you and you don't feel like it.
Homeless teenagers don't hold up signs like adults, but they often suffer the same consequences.
Getting beat up after being drunk with people you call your friends.
And Keisha says it's much worse for homeless kids in the suburbs.
It's really hard, honestly, compared to the inner city. This is we're not trying to, but this is where more of the prostitution and stuff comes in play. Because my mom was in the city, I was out here.
Keisha says there weren't many resources in the suburbs to help her when she was living on the streets.
Because there's too many homeless youth that can't get into shelter. Either you got to call by 5 that day to get in that night.
Because they see these kids.
The city of Brooklyn Park is trying to change that. They want a teen homeless shelter with at least 6 beds.
But what we're going to really do is try to set the standard for other cities to kind of step up and do the same thing, because there's only so many we can help, but we're going to help as many as we can.
The teen homeless problem in the Northwest Metro is growing. The Osseo School District said in 2010 they had about 125 students who said they were homeless. Last year, they had over 500.
I try to keep these stacked in even rows.
The problem is so big that there's even a food shelf just for teens. Reverend Rachel Moray runs that program, and she's on board with the teen homeless shelter.
Within that first 48 hours, if you don't have some sort of intervention to get them out of that situation, they will be approached by somebody engaged in the teen sex trade.
Keisha says she doesn't want anyone else to go through what she's been through.
I don't want to be like everybody else. I want to be different. I want to make a change. You know what I'm saying? I've been out there. You know what I'm saying? It could have been way worse, but it wasn't, and I thank God for that.
In Brooklyn Park, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
Keisha is now going to college and studying human services. She eventually wants to help other homeless youth. Meanwhile, homeless advocates haven't decided where they want to put the shelter yet, and they plan to address the Brooklyn Park City Council in November.
A federal program that helps the state's poorest children will feel the effects of federal budget cuts. In fact, cuts to Head Start will be the largest since the program began in 1965. In Hennepin County, Head Start is eliminating 88 spots for young children because of sequestration. They are already close to 1,000 kids on the waiting list for the pre-kindergarten program. Head Start also plans to eliminate more than 100 staff positions throughout the state.
After a couple of weeks of practice, I know some soccer players will be happy to get down to actually playing games, and that all starts pretty soon, tomorrow.
Yeah, warm week certainly this week, but you might expect that in the first week of the season too, so good to be ready for it, at least when game time comes. The short preseason comes to an end Thursday for the Park Center boys soccer team. The Pirates will travel to Fridley for their first game. A lot of the boys from last year's team returned, but the Pirates did lose most of their impact players. As a result, the team is a work in progress right now.
It's not rebuilding, but it's certainly getting to know each other and figuring out where guys play and sort of the new group and how to best, get the most out of them. So that's really been the focus of the first couple weeks here, is just trying to figure out where guys go and how to get them clicking.
A great start last season gave way to an uneven finish and a first-round section loss. To that end, many of the returning players spent the summer training together in the hopes of being a more complete team this fall.
It was just good to see where people were from winter, because some people don't play in the winter and some people do. So it was just kind of nice to have everyone on the field and just see their faces again.
Especially that enthusiasm, just having that mentality, working hard in practice and just really communication, probably the most important this year.
Park Center's opening match is at 6 o'clock Thursday night at Fridley High School. And our fall coverage on Channel 12 for games kicks off with soccer this week as teams get their seasons underway. It starts with a doubleheader as the Cooper girls and boys teams host Heritage Christian on Thursday. You can watch the girls game live on the web at 12.tv. The girls game airs here on Channel 12 Friday at 8:30 and Saturday morning at 9. The boys game replays Friday at 11 p.m. and Saturday at 5 o'clock. Friday, Park Center's girls take on Armstrong in a rare 1 o'clock start. Watch it live on the web or see the replay Saturday night at 8:30 and 11 p.m. here on Channel 12. Now to football, where Champlin Park's Rebels have been a winning program for a long time. It's shaping up as an interesting year for the Rebels, who will have to emphasize quality over quantity. The first question at Champlin Park football this fall is, where is everyone?
We had 44 seniors last year, and this year we're at about 18 seniors right now. And so it's a totally different makeup than any other year we've ever had here at Champlin Park.
The smaller numbers mean more players will be going both ways this fall for the Rebels, who typically haven't used a lot of players on both offense and defense. But they saw it coming and are prepared.
We've been working hard all summer. We changed our entire summer program to get us more in shape. And I think it's helped our team a lot in terms of, I think we'll be able to go both ways just fine.
Coach did a really good job of preparing, because he looked down into this whole thing and he knew we were going to have a small senior group. And we know that now, so we're going to step it up.
When the numbers aren't there, you got to change things up a little bit. So I think we've done a great job of changing things up, and assistant coaches have done an excellent job working with the guys, and the guys have responded. They're working hard.
While they graduated many of their skill position players on offense, there is some size and experience up front. Left tackle Jason Anderson and center Kyle Setterloff lead the way on the O-line. Two-way threats to Treese Malsumo, a speedy defensive back and running back, and Big Matt Juneau, a tight end and defensive end, will be counted on heavily. The guys see this as a group that's more than willing to get down to work to get better.
Effort. This year, that's our goal, just to put in maximum effort, because we might not have the talent that we've had in the last few years, but we definitely have the work effort.
It's good to see competition because we haven't really had that the past couple of years. We've sort of had our starters set in stone, but this year it's nice to have a little competition between us every day.
Don't hesitate, you just went. Nice job.
They've built up a good tradition at Champlin Park, and the 2013 Rebels are determined not to have a big drop-off. Champlin Park was 6-4 last season under Mike Corton, who begins his 11th year at the helm after winning 70% of his games in the first 10 seasons. 3 starters are back on offense and 4 on D. The Rebels are at Andover in their opener next Thursday. So a little different look for them, but we'll see. They still have high hopes.
They're up for the challenge, it sounds like.
Yeah, definitely.
Thanks, Jay.
Thanks, Jay. It was Pie Day in Plymouth.
See what the favorite slice was, and those results may surprise you. We'll be right back.
Finally, what to choose from, blueberry, cherry, or the classic apple?
But don't forget about lemon meringue. At the Plymouth Creek Center, it was a day to celebrate what else? Pie. We rattled off just a small sampling of the flavors. The list also includes strawberry rhubarb, French silk, key lime, and the very underrated, at least in our producer's opinion, banana cream. Besides pie, there was also a book sale. It's one of 3 fundraisers for senior programs in Plymouth. So what was the most popular pie here? The answer may or may not surprise you.
But the most popular pie that we have is strawberry rhubarb. That one is our most popular by far. Next might be French silk.
Did you hear that? Strawberry rhubarb by far, so that got us thinking. So we dug just a little bit deeper. According to the American Pie Council, the 5 most popular pies in the U.S. are number 1, apple, number 2, pumpkin, 3, pecan, 4, banana cream, and 5, cherry. And according to the council, the average American will eat 6 slices of pie a year. So what do you think, Jay? What's your favorite?
Oh, they all sound good, but anything in that list except pecan.
Not pecan?
The other four are good, though.
What do you think, Mike?
I think the strawberry rhubarb actually sounds pretty good. You know, you can probably only get that, a certain time of the year. So maybe that's why it's high on the list over there.
That's right. We're talking about fried pies tomorrow at the State Fair, so you'll have to see what's new on the menu coming up tomorrow. And that's all the news we have for now. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Community Corner's next. We'll see you tomorrow.